The only thing with Cardi that really, really, really hurt my feelings was the first interview she did after Motorsport came out.
Are you good with Nicki? Are you two?
I spoke to her before. I saw her in person before.
Because you're on the track together, so I wanted to...
When I heard the track, her verse was in Finnish. It's not the verse that is on right now.
Because she looked so aggravated and angry. The first thing out of your mouth when someone asks you about a Nicki Minaj feature is, she changed her version. Excuse me?
That's how Nicki Minaj thinks about Cardi B. In the world of hip-hop, rivalries and feuds are as integral to the culture as the beats and rhymes that define it. These conflicts often arise from a mix of personal grudges, professional competition, and the quest for dominance in the rap game. They have given birth to some of the most memorable diss tracks and public spats in music history, capturing the attention of fans and media alike. Let's find out some of those rappers who really hate each other. Drake versus Kendrick Lamar. The rivalry between Drake and Kendrick Lamar, two of the most influential rappers of their generation, has been a subject of considerable intrigue in the hip-hop community. Their feud is characterized by a combination of subtle dices, competitive spirit, and conflicting musical philosophies, making it one of the most talked-about rivalries in recent years. Joe Budden weighs in on the Drake and Kendrick Lamar rap battle and the ongoing beef.
He went from nah to I'm going on vacation to I'm not replying no more. That was the fastest change of tone. Wait, this said, you gonna make me have to wake the demon up. You know how many sleeping pills I take in my life? What type of sleeping pills the demon taking? What the is he on? That demon is on.
The roots of the Drake-Kendrick Lamar rivalry can be traced back to the early 2010s. Both artists were rising stars in the hip-hop scene, each bringing a unique style and perspective. Drake was already a commercial powerhouse known for his introspective lyrics and catchy hooks. On the other hand, Kendrick Lamar was gaining recognition for his intricate storytelling and socially conscious themes. The rivalry began to take shape after the release of Kendrick's critically acclaimed album, Good Kid, M.A. City, in 2012. Around this time, Kendrick and Drake were often mentioned in the same breath as leaders of the new school of hip-hop. Their initial relationship was cordial, marked by mutual respect and collaborations. Kendrick appeared on Drake's Take Care album on the track Buried Alive Interlude, which many interpreted as a passing of the torch. The rivalry escalated dramatically in 2013 with the release of Big Sean's track Control, featuring Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick's verse on Control was a watershed moment in hip-hop, as he called out several rappers by name, including Drake, challenging them to step up their game. He declared himself the King of New York and asserted his dominance over the rap game, sparking widespread discussion and debate. While many rappers took Kendrick's verse in stride, Drake seemed to take it personally. In subsequent interviews, he expressed his displeasure, hinting that Kendrick's approach was disrespectful. This marked the beginning of a more overt tension between the two artists. Following the Control verse, both rappers engaged in a series of subliminal dices and competitive jabs. In his 2013 interview with Billboard, Drake downplayed the significance of Kendrick's verse, suggesting that it didn't have a lasting impact. He also released tracks like The Language and 4 p.m. in Calabasas, which many interpreted as containing veiled shots at Kendrick. Kendrick, known for his lyrical prowess and competitive nature, responded through his music. In his 2015 album To Pimp a Butterfly, tracks like King Kunta and Hood Politics were seen as indirect responses to Drake's criticisms. Kendrick's lyrics often emphasized authenticity and substance, contrasting with what he perceived as Drake's more commercial and superficial approach to music.
We hadn't heard Kendrick be in an actual rap battle. Not saying he couldn't do it. We never heard him in it, right? We've heard Drake in battles before. And we know the side of Drake that we view as the rapper, the bars, that he could battle somebody, is the sort of AM/PM catalog that he has. I think part of why Drake is not winning this battle is because he continues to dismiss Kendrick and not act like he's a worthy opponent or that he's little broing him all the time. It's like he's still trying to treat him like he's like the kid.
The Drake versus Kendrick Lamar rivalry is a fascinating chapter in contemporary hip-hop history. It encapsulates the competitive spirit of the genre, where lyrical prowess and authenticity are highly prized. While the feud has never escalated into outright hostility, the tension between the two artists has added a layer of intrigue to their music and careers. As both continue to evolve and push boundaries, their rivalry remains a testament to the vibrant and ever-changing landscape of hip-hop. Nicki Minaj versus Cardi B. The feud between Nicki Minaj and Cardi B, two of the most prominent female rappers of the late 2010s and early 2020s, is one of the most high-profile rivalries in recent hip-hop history. Their conflict is characterized by public spats, diss tracks, and a highly publicized physical altercation, making it a significant chapter of rap beefs.
The only thing with Cardi that really hurt my feelings was the first interview she did after Motorsport came out.
Are you good with Nicki? Are you?
I spoke to her before. I saw her in person before.
Because you're on a track together, so I wanted to.
When I heard the track, her verse was in Finnish. But it's not the verse that is on right now.
Because she looked so aggravated and angry. The first thing out of your mouth when someone asks you about a Nicki Minaj feature is, she changed her version. Excuse me?
The rivalry between Nicki Minaj and Cardi B began subtly, with industry insiders and fans speculating about underlying tension as Cardi B's career began to ascend. Nicki Minaj, who had dominated the female rap scene for nearly a decade with her intricate wordplay and flamboyant style, was suddenly sharing the spotlight with a new and fast-rising star. Cardi B's breakthrough hit, Bodak Yellow, released in 2017, quickly became an anthem, earning her critical acclaim and commercial success. Initially, the two rappers appeared to support each other. Cardi B mentioned Nicki Minaj as one of her inspirations, and Nicki congratulated Cardi on her success. However, the relationship quickly soured, as both women vied for dominance in a competitive industry that often pits female artists against each other. Tensions began to surface more openly in 2017 and 2018. Fans and media picked up on what they perceived to be subliminal dices in lyrics and social media posts. Their collaboration on the Migos track Motorsport in 2017 was particularly telling. Reports emerged that Nicki and Cardi did not shoot their parts of the music video together, and each rapper's verse seemed to contain veiled references to the other, highlighting their competitive dynamic. In interviews, both rappers addressed the speculation. Nicki expressed frustration about the way the collaboration was handled and felt she was portrayed unfairly in the media. Cardi, on the other hand, indicated that she felt disrespected by Nicki's attitude and actions behind the scenes. This mutual discontent set the stage for more public confrontations. The feud reached a boiling point in September 2018 at the Harper's Bazaar Icons party during New York Fashion Week. The event saw a physical altercation between the two artists, which became a media sensation. Cardi B allegedly approached Nicki Minaj to confront her about comments Nicki had made. The situation escalated, resulting in Cardi throwing a shoe at Nicki before being escorted out with a visible bump on her forehead. The incident was widely covered and discussed, cementing the feud in the public eye. Following the Fashion Week altercation, both rappers continued to address their feud through their music and on social media. Nicki Minaj used her platform on her Queen radio show to speak openly about her issues with Cardi B, accusing her of trying to sabotage her career and questioning her credibility. Cardi B, known for her candid and unfiltered personality, responded through Instagram posts and live videos, defending herself and accusing Nicki of being a bully and manipulative. The feud between Nicki Minaj and Cardi B is emblematic of the competitive nature of the music industry, particularly in the realm of hip-hop. While both artists have continued to achieve significant success, their rivalry has often overshadowed their musical achievements. It has sparked conversations about the pressures female rappers face and the tendency of the industry to pit women against each other. 6ix9ine versus Lil Boosie. The feud between 6ix9ine and Lil Boosie, two controversial figures in the hip-hop world, is emblematic of the intense animosities that can arise within the rap community. Their conflict is a mix of personal insults, public spats, and deep-seated disagreements over issues like street credibility and authenticity. The rivalry between 6ix9ine, born Daniel Hernandez, and Lil Boosie, born Torrance Hatch, can be traced back to 2018, when 6ix9ine's legal troubles began to unfold. 6ix9ine's rapid rise in the rap scene was marked by his flamboyant style, legal issues, and frequent social media spats. His notoriety reached a peak when he was arrested on federal charges, including and firearm offenses. Faced with a lengthy prison sentence, 6ix9ine cooperated with federal authorities, testifying against his former associates in the 9 Trey Gangsta Bloods gang, which led to widespread criticism and accusations of snitching. Lil Boosie, a rapper with a reputation for upholding traditional street values, was particularly vocal about his disdain for 6ix9ine's actions. Boosie, who himself had faced legal battles, including a high-profile trial in which he was acquitted, saw 6ix9ine's cooperation with law enforcement as a betrayal of the street code. This foundational disagreement set the stage for a bitter and public feud. Lil Boosie has never been one to mince words, and he made his feelings about 6ix9ine known through various interviews and social media posts. In 2020, Boosie took to Instagram to express his disdain for 6ix9ine, calling him a rat and criticizing those who continued to support him despite his cooperation with the authorities. Boosie's comments resonated with many in the hip-hop community who shared similar sentiments about street loyalty and authenticity. 6ix9ine, known for his provocative and confrontational style, did not take Boosie's comments lightly. He responded with his characteristic brashness, using social media to mock Boosie's career and legal troubles. 6ix9ine's taunts included references to Boosie's time in prison and his struggles to regain the commercial success he once enjoyed. The back-and-forth exchanges between the two rappers only intensified the animosity, with each trying to outdo the other in terms of insults and provocations. The feud between 6ix9ine and Lil Boosie also highlights a broader cultural and generational clash within the hip-hop community. Lil Boosie represents an older generation of rappers who adhere to a strict code of street ethics and view snitching as an unforgivable offense. This perspective is deeply rooted in the history of hip-hop and its connections to street culture. 6ix9ine, on the other hand, represents a newer generation of rappers who often prioritize viral fame and social media presence over traditional street credibility. 6ix9ine's willingness to cooperate with law enforcement and his subsequent return to the music industry, where he continued to find success despite widespread condemnation, reflects a shift in what some segments of the audience value. While the feud has kept both rappers in the headlines, it has had varying impacts on their careers. Lil Boosie continues to release music and maintain a loyal fan base, but his public image is increasingly defined by his outspoken views and controversies rather than his musical output. His stance against 6ix9ine has bolstered his reputation among those who value traditional street ethics, but it has also limited his appeal to a younger, more mainstream audience. 6ix9ine, meanwhile, remains a polarizing figure. His career has been sustained by his ability to generate attention through controversy, and his feud with Boosie is just one of many that he has engaged in. Despite facing significant backlash and losing support from some within the hip-hop community, 6ix9ine has continued to release music that garners millions of views and streams. Eminem vs. Machine Gun Kelly. The feud between Eminem and Machine Gun Kelly, MGK, is one of the most high-profile and intense rivalries in modern hip-hop. Stemming from personal insults and extending into diss tracks, this conflict has captivated fans and media alike, highlighting the competitive and confrontational nature of the genre. The roots of the Eminem vs. Machine Gun Kelly feud can be traced back to a 2012 tweet by MGK. In this tweet, MGK commented on the appearance of Eminem's then 16-year-old daughter, Haley Jade, calling her hot. Although MGK claimed he meant no disrespect, the comment did not sit well with Eminem, who is known to be very protective of his family. This initial incident went largely unnoticed in the mainstream at the time, but would later be cited as the spark that ignited the feud. The tension between the two rappers simmered for several years, largely under the radar. However, it came to a head in 2018 when Eminem released his surprise album, Kamikaze. On the track, Not Alike, Eminem took direct shots at MGK, referencing the 2012 tweet and criticizing MGK's persona and career. Eminem's lyrics suggested that he had been harboring resentment towards MGK for years, and he finally decided to address it publicly. MGK quickly responded with his own diss track, Rap Devil, which was a direct retort to Eminem's Rap God. In Rap Devil, MGK accused Eminem of being out of touch with the current rap scene, criticized his recent music, and mocked his age. The track gained significant attention and was widely discussed within the hip-hop community. It showcased MGK's willingness to stand up to a rap legend and earned him both praise and criticism. Eminem, known for his sharp lyrical prowess and combative nature, did not let MGK's diss go unanswered. Shortly after the release of Rap Devil, Eminem dropped Shot, a scathing diss track aimed squarely at MGK. In Shot, Eminem dissected MGK's career, questioned his credibility, and ridiculed his physical appearance. Eminem's track was filled with intricate wordplay and personal attacks, reinforcing his reputation as one of the most formidable battle rappers in the industry. Kill Shot was met with widespread acclaim from Eminem's fans and many in the hip-hop community, who praised his lyrical dexterity and ability to eviscerate his opponent. The track quickly amassed millions of views on YouTube, further solidifying the high stakes of the feud. The Eminem versus MGK feud captured the public's imagination, with fans and media closely following each new development. Social media platforms were abuzz with debates and reactions, with many taking sides in the conflict. Some praised MGK for his bravery in challenging a rap icon, while others lauded Eminem for his skillful and brutal takedown of his adversary. The feud also received extensive media coverage, with numerous articles, interviews, and analyses dissecting the diss tracks and the motivations behind them. This media attention helped to elevate the profiles of both artists, bringing them into the spotlight and reigniting interest in their music. The feud had a significant impact on the careers of both rappers. For MGK, the conflict with Eminem brought him unprecedented attention and visibility. Rap Devil became one of his most popular tracks, and the feud helped to elevate his status within the hip-hop community. However, some critics argued that the feud overshadowed his music and painted him as a provocateur rather than a serious artist. For Eminem, the feud reaffirmed his position as one of the greatest and most ruthless battle rappers in hip-hop history. Kill Shot demonstrated that, even decades into his career, he could still dominate a rap battle and deliver cutting, impactful lyrics. The feud also contributed to the commercial success of Kamikaze, which was praised for its raw and aggressive approach. 50 Cent versus Ja Rule. The feud between 50 Cent and Ja Rule is one of the most notorious and long-standing rivalries in hip-hop history. Spanning over 2 decades, this conflict has included diss tracks, physical altercations, and relentless trolling, cementing its place in the annals of rap beefs. The origins of the feud between 50 Cent, born Curtis Jackson, and Ja Rule, born Jeffrey Atkins, can be traced back to the late 1990s. According to various accounts, the initial spark was a street-level altercation involving a mutual acquaintance. Ja Rule allegedly felt slighted when 50 Cent associated with someone who had robbed him. This personal grudge quickly spilled over into their professional lives as both rappers were rising stars in the New York hip-hop scene. The beef escalated quickly, with both artists using their music to take shots at each other. 50 Cent's 1999 track, Life's on the Line, included veiled disses aimed at Ja Rule and his label, Inc. Ja Rule responded with Loose Change, in which he attacked 50 Cent's credibility and even made derogatory comments about 50's mentor, Eminem, and his daughter. These early diss tracks set the tone for what would become a deeply personal and public feud. The animosity between 50 Cent and Ja Rule wasn't confined to just music. Their feud led to several physical confrontations. In one infamous incident in 2000, 50 Cent was allegedly stabbed by a word associate at the Hit Factory recording studio in New York. This violent encounter further intensified the rivalry and fueled the aggressive nature of their ongoing conflict. In 2002, 50 Cent's mixtape Guess Who's Back and his subsequent signing to Eminem's Shady Records and Dr. Dre's Aftermath Entertainment marked the beginning of his meteoric rise. His debut album, Get Rich or Die Tryin', released in 2003, included several tracks that took aim at Ja Rule, most notably Back Down. The album's massive success and 50 Cent's growing influence in hip-hop put him in a dominant position over Ja Rule, whose career began to wane under the weight of the feud and legal troubles facing. As the years progressed, 50 Cent continued to fuel the feud with Ja Rule through relentless trolling, particularly on social media. He mocked Ja Rule's declining career, financial struggles, and personal life. One notable instance of 50 Cent's trolling occurred in 2018 when he claimed to have bought 200 front-row tickets to a Ja Rule concert just so they would be empty. This kind of public humiliation became a hallmark of their feud, keeping it alive in the public eye, even when there were no new diss tracks being released. The feud had a significant impact on both artists' careers, though in different ways. For 50 Cent, the beef with Ja Rule was a crucial element of his early career narrative. It helped establish his image as a fearless and ruthless competitor in the hip-hop world. His success with Get Rich or Die Tryin' and subsequent ventures in music, film, and business solidified his position as a major player in the entertainment industry. For Ja Rule, the feud had more damaging consequences. The relentless attacks from 50 Cent, combined with legal issues surrounding Inc., contributed to a decline in his career. While Ja Rule had enjoyed significant commercial success in the early 2000s with hits like Always on Time and Living It Up, the sustained feud with 50 Cent overshadowed much of his musical achievements and led to a downturn in his popularity. Yo Gotti versus Young Dolph. Yo Gotti, born Mario Mims, has been a significant figure in Southern hip-hop since the early 2000s. With hits like Down in the DM and Rake It Up, Gotti has cemented his place in the rap game with a blend of gritty street tales and commercial appeal. His label, Collective Music Group, CMG, has further solidified his influence in the industry. Young Dolph, born Adolph Thornton Jr., emerged in the mid-2000s with a series of mixtapes that showcased his raw lyrical talent and storytelling ability. His independent grind, characterized by a strong entrepreneurial spirit, led to the establishment of his label, Paper Route Empire, PRE. Tracks like Preach and 100 Shots have made Dolph a respected name in hip-hop. The origins of the beef are somewhat murky, but it is generally believed to have started around 2014. Young Dolph claimed that Yo Gotti attempted to sign him to CMG, which Dolph declined, opting to remain independent. This rejection allegedly sparked tension between the two, with Dolph suggesting that Gotti felt slighted by his decision. The feud publicly escalated in 2016 when Young Dolph released his debut album, King of Memphis. The title was seen as a provocation, as Yo Gotti had long been considered one of the leading figures in Memphis rap. Dolph's assertion of the King title was interpreted as a direct challenge to Gotti's status. Later in 2016, Dolph released the mixtape Rich Crack Baby, which included the track Play With Yo Mistreatment. In this song, Dolph took several shots at Yo Gotti, mocking his attempts to sign him and questioning his credibility. The track was a blatant diss, and it did not take long for Gotti to respond. Yo Gotti's response came in the form of the song Don't Beef With Me, where he addressed the ongoing tension with Dolph without mentioning him directly. The track was a warning, suggesting that Dolph should reconsider his approach. The feud took a dangerous turn in 2017 when Young Dolph's SUV was shot at over 100 times in Charlotte, North Carolina. Remarkably, Dolph emerged unscathed thanks to the bulletproof nature of his vehicle. This incident led to the release of the mixtape Bulletproof, with tracks titled to narrate the incident, further taunting his assailants. Later that year, Young Dolph was shot multiple times outside a hotel in Los Angeles. While he survived, the severity of the attack underscored the dangerous nature of the feud. Corey McClendon, an associate of Yo Gotti, was initially arrested in connection with the shooting but was later released without charges. Despite the violence, both rappers continued to release music and maintain their careers. The feud simmered, with occasional jabs in interviews and songs. In 2020, Young Dolph announced his retirement from music, only to return shortly after, continuing his streak of successful projects. The rivalry reached a tragic conclusion on November 17, 2021, when Young Dolph was fatally shot in Memphis. The news of his death sent shockwaves through the hip-hop community, with many artists and fans mourning his loss. While the case is still under investigation, highlighted the lethal potential of rap beefs that transcend music into real-life violence. Meek Mill versus Drake. The feud between Meek Mill and Drake is one of the most infamous rivalries in modern hip-hop history. This beef has left a significant mark on both artists' careers and the rap industry as a whole. It all started with a simple tweet that snowballed into a full-blown feud involving diss tracks, social media wars, and public confrontations. The tension between Meek Mill and Drake began in July 2015 when Meek Mill took to Twitter to accuse Drake of using ghostwriters. Meek tweeted, "Stop comparing Drake to me too. He don't write his own raps. That's why he ain't tweet my album because we found out." This accusation struck a chord in the hip-hop community, where authenticity and lyrical prowess are highly valued. Drake's credibility was on the line, and the internet went into a frenzy. Drake didn't respond immediately, but when he did, it was with force. He released a diss track titled Charged Up, where he calmly addressed Meek's accusations, implying that Meek's claims were baseless. The track was more of a warning shot than a full-on attack. However, just days later, Drake dropped Back to Back, a scathing track that left no doubt about his lyrical ability and his disdain for Meek Mill. The track referenced Meek's then-girlfriend Nicki Minaj, who was headlining the tour Meek was a part of. Back to Back became an anthem, and its success added salt to Meek's wounds. Meek Mill responded with his own diss track, Wanna Know, but it was widely seen as weak and unfocused compared to Drake's precise and cutting diss tracks. The public quickly crowned Drake the victor in this round of the feud, and Meek Mill became the subject of memes and jokes across social media. The disparity in the quality of their diss tracks played a crucial role in shaping public perception, with Drake emerging as the clear winner. The feud significantly impacted both artists' careers. For Drake, it solidified his status as a dominant force in hip-hop, capable of defending his reputation and artistry with sharp lyrical skills. The beef also highlighted Drake's strategic use of social media and viral marketing to his advantage. For Meek Mill, the feud was a setback. He faced immense ridicule, and his career took a hit, though he continued to release music and maintain a loyal fan base. Despite the intensity of their feud, Meek Mill and Drake eventually reconciled.
Me and Drake talking to each other a lot. I see people say stuff about Drake other than this is a joint. Somebody was saying Drake Slime Y'all was corny. I text him, I was like, I don't think Slime Y'all corny, and I would tell you if I thought it was corny. I just ain't think the song was corny. And that was one of the songs we listened to with all the little chicks, but on the internet now we got it like that where we could like be brutal. I thought if he think my song corny, he could tell me that. We never was at a space like that before the beef, and then now we got to a space where we could text each other.
In 2018, Meek Mill was released from prison, and his subsequent album, Championships, included a collaboration with Drake on the track Going Bad. Their reconciliation was publicly showcased when Drake brought Meek on stage during a concert in Boston. This moment was symbolic, showing that even the fiercest of rivals could bury the hatchet. The Meek Mill versus Drake feud remains a defining moment in hip-hop history. It was a clash of titans that captivated fans and the media alike. The beef highlighted the power dynamics in the industry and showcased how personal rivalries could play out in the public eye. It also underscored the importance of lyrical prowess and strategic moves in the rap game. That's a wrap on the video. If you enjoyed it, check out one of these boxes too. I'll catch you on the next one.